Party time, everybody! Best of 5! We got the grand final of the Rare Cup today. Rare Cup, the end of season tournament for Heroes Lounge Division 7 and Division 6. So you are now looking at the best of the worst, so to say. On the left side of our first map in the best of 5, we got Quack'emole with Red Coat on Lucio, Herm on Hanzo, Dizzy Dwarf on Leo, Wave Man on Jaina, and Bob on the front line again. He's on Johanna. On the right side of the map, on the other hand, Just Cause, the contender with T Forever on Cassia, Hedun on Phoenix. We got Norak on ETC, Earl Grey on Zul, and Düsterize on Rhaegar. So for everybody that didn't really catch any of the previous games, I hope that's not too many of you, but still, if that's the case, this is actually amateur play first of all, and it's also the two lowest divisions of the amateur league. So the average level of play within those divisions is roughly between bronze and gold, maybe low plat. But since we're obviously looking at the two best teams out of those, I mean, this is the end of season tournament after the entire season was played out. You can expect a little bit more coordinated play, but shouldn't be surprised when we have some weird choices, not only in heroes, but also in talents. I mean, one weird choice is that Dizzy Dwarf is at the top. He has pretty much no business sitting topside. There's the first kill, though, and Norak makes it out. Alright. He's able to move away, no problem for him. In the meantime, mid-side, we have Earl Grey sitting tight and making the rotation now. And that also explains a little bit why we actually... No, that actually does not explain why we saw Leo on top, because he should still be at the bottom, where he's now headed to. There's the slow, and there we go. Always when you play Leo, ladies, as you see here, first you swipe and then you drain. So yeah, always go for the Swiffer move first. Zul is down. Every single time you come in, you just like go for the Swiffer. It means you slow everybody down and makes it a little bit more reliable to connect your drains. So if you don't do that already, then definitely is something that you should do with Leo. Jaina down, so we got a couple of counter kills here. 1 for 1 as the trade comes through. And Zul, Zul is moving into the top lane by now. Yeah, and at the bottom of the map, we have currently also Rhaegar with the attempt to go for... Actually, it's not Rhaegar, sorry, T Forever. Rhaegar is still sitting there and assisting them, but they're trying to go for the Siege Giants, pretty much what I'm trying to say here. Trying to control that quickly. And all the way up at the top, Zul should be fine here. Yeah, but at the bottom, there's a bit of a lurk happening. Red Coat was checking out what's going on, was of course hoping that they might be able to sneak in, but with 4 heroes committing to the camp, there's nothing really they can do, unless of course you're willing to go for the team fight. So yeah. At the same time now, we have Dizzy Dwarf trying to take those out quickly. His problem is that the Sea Giants do a little bit of damage, but they could have maybe done a little bit more if they just stayed there longer and tried to escort them in. Either way, both teams are starting to get quite a few gems together that they can now begin to turn in slowly. Zul is making his way over towards the bot lane now. Super safe route for him. He doesn't want to get caught by the opponent. And since they have quite a little bit of burst damage, it's probably the better choice there too. That, on the other hand, might be a kill, and indeed it is. Lucio is down. They go for the other support though. There it is. Oh, he missed the drain. He waited. Oh my god. He actually went for the swing and then still missed the drain here. And now Dizzy Dwarf is going to get punished for that, isn't he? Yes, he is. He's down. That's 10 gems on the ground. And they're not getting recovered. Yeah, those 10 are gone. That's actually a significant difference in the gem count for the two. We got Just Cause on 48 and only 34 for Quack'emole. Now, nobody has turned anything in yet, so they should pretty much do that as soon as they can. Same time, Earl Grey, 17 gems in his hands, so yeah, he gets out. Wave Man and Red Coat were a little bit too slow. If those two make it in, then they have a very, very good shot at controlling him. Both of them running a bit of CC, of course. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, as it stands, we now have Hedun starting to move in, or down to the middle. That's where the camp starts to push. I mean, there's a fair amount of wave clear. We've seen Zul several times now on this map. ETC, of course. Yeah, in this case, if he goes for a power slide against Lucio, I mean, he didn't see him, I suppose. Could have had a chance to set a kill up for the team. Didn't want to face check either, though. But, yeah. Red Coat is zipping around the entire time. But it's just Cause who are starting to take the advantage here. They have the earlier level 7 talent, which really helps them. The red web weavers are now starting to touch ground in a few moments. And that's a pretty good spot for them to be in. The early kills took some of the gems away from Quack'Amole. So it's by no means a game and deciding advantage, but it's something that slowly starts to build. And if Quack'Amole is not stopping this soon, then there might be a lot of momentum happening here. Yeah, Waveman gets out. That was important. If they get the kill against Jaina at that point, that would have been a disaster. She's one of the main wave clear heroes for Quack'Amole with this Web Weaver defense. 7 versus 7 talents. That actually connected with quite a few heroes, and they need to be careful. They're already starting to drop low there. Top side, Zul is just murdering the lane with the Web Weavers. And over here, the Web Weavers might not be able to take the fort down, but it's the entire wall. And potentially the fountain. If they focus on the fountain as well, and indeed they do, they can take that as well, and therefore take another one of those. Oh, hell, lose. What? Alright, Lucio with a little bit of a brain fart over here as he tried to bite off a little bit more than he can chew, putting the lull into Lucio. So, apparently he did forget that he's not really going to be a damage dealer. I'm not quite sure what exactly he was trying to accomplish there, but as you could see, that didn't really do anything for him. Maybe he wanted to go back to the Nexus quickly and didn't have enough time to go for the Hearthstone. That's the best explanation that I can come up with. Mission accomplished. Oh yeah. But either way, Just Cause against Quack'Amole, and Just Cause is starting to dominate here a little bit. They're looking good. They still have, I mean, they have level 10 any moment. They still have an experience lead, and a pretty significant one. But for some reason, they actually don't even try to deny the Web Weavers. Now, then again, if you look at the situation right now, the blue team was just able to accomplish a full turn-in. The problem is, as the Web Weavers touch ground, they don't have level 10. Which means that, of course, they won't really be able to do a whole lot with that, or at least they shouldn't be able to, because there will be a pretty strong defense here. Now, they should get level 10 eventually during this wave, I suppose, if they make the rotation. But I would be very surprised if they can do a whole lot with this, because that's a free defense up at the top. And I'm actually also a little bit surprised that nobody is trying to defend the bot lane here, because that is free damage that Quack'Amole can now push in, and given the fact that they had a heroic ability advantage, they didn't need to do that. So now they're rotating through. We have, again, Ring of Frost, by the way. We saw the talent already once in the tournament. It didn't go too well. I hope this time we have a Jaina that actually waits for for anyone else from the team to set the stun up and doesn't just YOLO that out. So I gotta admit that this is way more damage than Quack'Amole should have been able to do. They're getting an entire fort at the bottom of the map, and they're also doing serious damage in the middle. Given the fact that we had initially a heroic ability advantage throughout, I would say, 50% of that objective, that should not have happened at all. So Just Cause definitely misplaying that a little bit. But either way, they still are ahead on the kill count, they still are slightly ahead in experience, and let's not forget that they also have still some gems that they could now use to get a turn-in of their own. Problem is that Quack'Amole is starting to also slowly but steadily get enough gems for turn-in number 2. Yeah, camp taken on the left side. There's the attempt at an interrupt, and so far Bob is doing pretty good on that. Ram comes through, does his thing as well. Turn in. Yeah, 31 gems have been delivered for the blue team. Red team is having some trouble. There's the Entomb. Immediate turnaround attempt. Blessed Shield, the ring! And that's how you handle a ring, ladies. There comes the ETC mosh pit, but it's way too late. Or is it? Double kill. And, well, there goes Cassia. Oh my god, what a bloodbath. They're turning the map into a graveyard. Nora goes down. That's 33 gems that are now all of a sudden gone, and the only thing that they still have is Earl Grey's 20. Wow. That escalated quickly. Yes, they're pushing the middle. Let's take another look at that fight. I mean, just look at this thing. All of a sudden they set it up. The Entomb comes through. The Blessed Shield, the ring, Poison Nova. Everybody is hitting that R button like there's no tomorrow, and for some of them there definitely was none. And it ends with Quack'Amole taking a big lead here in the team fight and gaining some momentum on the map that they can now use to get a turn for themselves. Okay. So let's see what else they can do. Down to the bottom of the map. Yeah, they're trying to at least take that lane down. Yeah. Take the catapult too, please. Thank you. Grey has 30 gems by now. He's the only one that has any. And that's 13 versus 13 talents now on the board. Okay. So this is gonna hurt potentially. If Just Cause gets a kill now, if they can maybe force the fight. Missing the Valkyrie doesn't help. Yeah, if that Valkyrie connects and they get the kill, that would be a good start, but not quite how this is going down. So now we have 5 kills to 7, and Just Cause is starting to lose some ground here as a second fort gets destroyed. So more and more momentum being built by Team Quackamolers. They're trying to turn this into an avalanche. Norak, gets caught. Careful, Moshpit is not ready, and ETC barely makes it out. There's the arrow from Hanzo. YOLO that out in the last fight too, hitting the target, but still Zul topside dealing with the web weavers. So once again, not as much as you might have been able to do with the objective, but the 5-man push topside could now make up for it and maybe take the fort down. There's still 2 heroes missing, so they have an opportunity, but they don't have a lot of ults ready, and that's a bit of a problem. They got the Ring of Frost still, but there's no Leoric Entomb to set it up, and there's no Blessed Shield either. Hanzo doesn't have his arrow ready, so that's a bit of an issue. Not really too much to be done here. Cassia is still sitting at the bottom of the map, and they are aware of it, of course, since they have vision here. But there's little that they can do right now. So, with all of this, we have now another push towards the bot side. It's all about the camps at this point. We have 22,000 damage for Hanzo, 22,000 for Phoenix on the other side too. Zul on 11k. And Cassia sitting at 19,000. So they have the damage. They are just starting to lose on the map control. I mean, they're still ahead on kills. But losing the 30 gems earlier was definitely a problem. So here we go. Red Web Weavers are descending again. This is the one thing that's a little bit weird to me. Like how... Valkyrie misses so much more. How often you see a turn-in that doesn't even get contested. Like the team just moves onto the turn-in spot, turns everything in, and it walks away. We've seen that multiple times right now, and it's always a little bit odd when you see that happening, because it just feels that they should be able to do a little bit more. I mean, just look at that lineup. They have Hanzo to interrupt turn-ins, they have the flashlight of Jojo. Both sides have tools that they can use. Maybe the blue team more so than Just Cause. But yeah, way too often we see the teams not trying to control the turn-in points here and not really paying attention to it. And in this case, it was especially telling because we had both on the same talent here as well. Now, Jaina is already dealing with the Web Weaver at the top, no problem for her. The rest of the team is in the middle. And yeah, Just Cause doesn't get anything out of this one. They still haven't taken a fort down, by the way. They still have not eliminated a single fort, whereas 2 of theirs have fallen and the keep walls have taken damage too. So instead, we're seeing maybe the commitment in the middle now to finally remedy that fact. Yep, indeed. Alright, there it goes. 1 down, and what next? 16s, of course. The next step for both teams. But there's camps, and those should be taken first. Nah? A little bit afraid, I guess, that the boss gets taken topside. Want to defend the fort too, so that they're not moving in for and take it for free. But the game has slowed down a little bit. I mean, teams are not really too aggressive anymore. Even that push with the Web Weavers didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, they moved in after the fact. Now we got the martial law in. 16 talents also for both teams again. I mean, for a grand final game, I gotta say that this is pretty close. We had 2 phases in the game that were dominated by either team. But now with the Numbing Blast in play for Jaina, that's a little bit more CC that they have. Also the Bone Spear, of course, comes in too. And, well, let's see how far we can go with that. Right now we have at the bottom of the map another attempt to get some gems together, and that should be enough to get the turn in. Yep, they got the 31 that they need. So they are still ahead by the 30 gems that the red team earlier lost when ETC died. But here's another one of these turn-ins. Look at this. I mean, they're trying to interrupt now, but they're already too late. 2 of them could easily turn in, and that's only 9 gems missing. This is exactly what I've highlighted just a few minutes ago. It's nobody guards these turn-in spots. ETC at the end sees it and says like, all right, I might as well. But now Red Code is able to turn in for free pretty much, unless ETC wants to YOLO totally hard. Nope. And yeah, Waveman, is he getting interrupted? First they go for ETC, and that's a kill. The arrow! Beautiful arrow here. The ring, a total fail on the other hand. But it doesn't change the fact that they are getting multiple kills in with this. Okay, there's also the Poison Nova. Earl Grey is still alive, but there's the end of him. As they are also trying to chase down Düsteriese. Jaina actually died, and so did Leo. Phoenix! Phoenix is going for a full-on killing spree, but that's another death against the red team, and they're just losing more and more gems here. But yeah, look at this arrow that we just saw there. I mean, he comes in with the arrow all the way up from the top, gets a really good connect, and that leads to those initial kills. The ring doesn't really do a whole lot there, but outside of that, they were still able to do enormous damage, take multiple heroes down. Now it's 9 kills against 9. And they're starting to come in with another Web Weaver wave that they just called down. It's only 3 heroes that are attacking, so that's a bit of a problem. 2 have fallen, but Leo is of course going to spawn on site, so that's good for them. As long as they don't lose anybody before that happens. So as long as Phoenix is down, they can still make a play. And Leo has his Entomb. Leo has his Entomb, catches Cassia, tries to take her down. Not successful though. Tried to block her, couldn't do that. Arrow comes through again. Hanzo on point, following up on these moves. Leo might die again, and there is the mosh pit. It's party time, everybody. Yeah, down goes Leo, but the Web Weavers, while they are fighting, the Web Weavers are doing work. They are fighting, they're trying to get kills, and they get another one against Jojo, but the Web Weaver down here is already doing a little bit. The problem is the Web Weaver in the middle is doing a lot more. Catapult is, of course, getting an F for effort again. I mean, not even hitting the target that's supposed to hit, so that means that the keep is still in play. But top side is also starting to look pretty meh. Entire wall already down. They're defending. They're doing their best. But still, the pressure is on Just Cause. No doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. Yeah, but honestly, this catapult, the driver needs to be fired. Like, if you don't even realize that you don't need to take this down, you're going to go for the main thing, then I don't know what to tell you. So they seem to be trying to go for boss, which in and of itself I don't have a problem with. I have more so a problem with this. Why are they not moving? I don't even know why they're trying to go for boss here. They should just take the keep in the middle. Yeah, they realized it too. They realized it as well and started pinging it. This is exactly what they should have done already a little bit sooner, because that's a free keep. I mean, that's a free keep right here. So, freebie. And that boss, is the boss going to get a keep? In case that you were wondering, the answer to the question is nope. And, yep. So, yeah, that keep is not going to fall topside. Jojo. Trying to take that one. Slaps the boss around a little bit. But, yeah, the fort falls, but that's where it's going to end. Both teams will hit level 20 with this, and, well, then we'll see. Bottom of the map. That's, of course, where they're going to start pushing in again with the camp, or at least they're trying through the middle. But the situation hasn't really changed. There's 2 keeps still alive, and outside of that, there's not really too much more happening. So, yeah, top side, they're pushing this out a little. It's a little bit of a slower setup right now. You have Storm Talents slowly coming in. The teams don't want to make any plays before they have their Storm Talents. So that's really the most important thing for both of them. Wait until you have the level 20, take it easy, don't go into a fight before that's the case. There's no threat of a turn-in just yet. There will be one soon through Just Cause. They have 50 gems right now. Turn some of them already in. But this is now where we're starting to see some more action. We got the arrow, play of the game. We got also, of course, Leo's Entomb, and that upgrade into the Buried Alive is insane. Yeah, right now it's for all the marbles. Keep in mind that the red team is actually still ahead in kills. Showcases once again that you might be able to get more kills than your opponent, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're winning the game or you are able to get a lead in structures. They are still behind on the map. So, yep. Let's go. Same time now also. What do we have in terms of damage? We have 37,000 for Cassia now. 42,000 for Hanzo. Phoenix at 36 as well. But it's the red team that wants... Again, why is nobody guarding the turn-in? That's actually a little bit of a thing that Crack-A-Mole definitely has to improve for the next season, I want to say. Because they are just letting this happen. And they shouldn't. They should at least make them work for it and see if they can get it. Beautiful Entomb. Beautiful in the ring. What a follow-up. Oh my god. That's Phoenix just getting melted. Absolutely melted as they are going into the fight. Huge play here. Leo might fall, but I think they're going to get more follow-up kills now. Yes, they take Rhaegar down. Cassia wants Johanna, doesn't get it. Instead, ETC falls. And they're making the play for Cassia now too. She gets the kill against Jaina at least, but that's where it ends. What a setup. Take another look at this kill. They come in, the Entomb, the Ring, and bam! That's where the initial kill against Phoenix happens. And yes, they lose a couple of heroes in the process there too, but then they're able to clean up, take another 3 down. And now Zul is the only man standing. They're trying to go for core, but they might not be able to. Zul was actually slicing and dicing here, and all of a sudden they're all saying, can we core? And they try to go for the consolation prize instead and make their way towards the keep. That seems to be the next stop for them. Zul was a little bit too tough for them to handle. They only got 3, and now Leo is back, so technically they could try and use the Entomb against Zul whenever he makes his way in. And he needs to be careful. Yeah, Dizzy Dwarf shouldn't really YOLO it out too hard, but well, there it is. Phoenix, he just came back. He just came back. Oh my god. He came, he saw, and he died. Veni, Vidi, Vici. Oh, Gray. Lucio wants the kill, and he gets it. Chased down by a meme. 15 to 13 kills in this game, the opening game in the grand final. The keep at the top is done. Keep at the bottom is getting attacked at the same time. And the fight is still continuing here. Oh my god, Hanzo is down. Can they actually defend this? Can they honestly defend this here? They're trying to get the kill against Jojo and was close. Yep, here's the hit again through Jaina. She's trying to get the ring connected. We got also Cassia annihilated. And it seems like this is going to be the final... Yeah, this is going to be the final straw. This is over. Norak is about... He makes them dance. It's party time. Classic. Nearly led to the death of Jaina. If she would have run into this one, it would have been fantastic. But as everybody is wiped off the map, that is, of course, going to be the victory in game number 1 for Quack-a-Mole. Nicely done. Yeah, pretty fun game, actually. 20 minutes in, 18 kills to 14, and Team Quack-a-Mole takes the lead in the best of 5 series here in the grand final of the Rare Cup. Game number 2, grand final continues, and we have Red Coat on Volskaya Foundry on Lucio again, Herm on Hanzo. I've seen this before. Waveman actually was able to grab himself Urel, and we got Dizzy Dwarf on Mephisto with Bob on Johanna. I mean, that draft is pretty similar to what we've seen in the last game from them. I mean, there's 2 differences, but still. For Just Cause, we have T for Other on Cassia. We got Grey on Arthur's, Norak on ETC, Düsterize this time on Anduin, and Hedon is playing Vala in the second game with an arrow build, by the way. Alright, also still the Eternal Hunger talent that he already was running in the previous series in the semifinal. But yep, let's see what they can actually pull off here. I mean, first of all, I'm really interested if we're going to see another victory for Quack-a-Mole or if Just Cause now is fighting back here. Initially, they had a great start into map number 1. But they started to just lose too much momentum, and once the structures were broken, it got really tricky for them to fight in the middle too. And the combos were on point from Quack-a-Mole, I gotta say. Again, we got good entombs from Leo in the last game, followed up by rings, by Hanzo arrows, and all of that just started to really add up. So yeah, good job for them. Now we're gonna find out soon how much more they can actually get here in this tournament. Are we gonna see the comeback now? First map for Just Cause, or is Quack-a-Mole going to walk away with the 2-0 lead in the best of 5? Time will tell. ETC with the Proc Rock on level 1. Urel, obviously, pretty insane hero actually these days again. She has been banned in pretty much every single top tournament. Panda Cup 3, for example, third qualifier. I think we saw 1 Urel. Out of all the games that I casted there, a single time did Urel make it through the initial bans and was able to get picked. So she is incredibly disruptive and fantastic on the map here too. A little bit late on the camp, by the way. We have already 20 seconds passed, so Red Coat is now moving down to the bottom. But teams are blanking a little bit. You really need to be more on point on those camps if you want to take them and make sure that you have the the turrets available again during the first objective phase. So the first one is taken, second one is taking a little bit longer over here since Lucio is not really helping out too much, but of course with Hanzo arriving, finally we have someone that can get some damage in. So the first turret is taken. Now the only question is, will we see a commitment by either one of those teams towards the healing beacon? Is anybody going to make the play for that? Yeah, the build, as we've seen previously as well for Arthas, is of course going to include the Death Coil setup again. Gives him a lot of survivability, a little bit of poke too, not quite as much control as you normally want in a lot of these fights. But, of course, sustainability is quite neat for him. Vala is also starting to get her stacks together, went for Monster Hunter here on level 1. And is already starting to put that to some use. Build comes together after hit your level 7 talent, obviously, since then you're going to be able to make a bit of a play with your repeating arrow, which is pretty much the most important part there. But as it stands, we got our little skirmish in the middle. It's nothing really too insane. Both teams play it safe, not really any big commitments. Nobody is making any kind of huge plays just yet. Not even a fight over the healing beacon. So they're just like waiting for the objective, playing the camps and trying to defeat them. So nothing too crazy happening here. Just waiting for objective number 1, it seems. Without anybody being willing to just risk anything. I mean, again, support camp is still there. Nobody even glanced at it. Everybody was just like, yeah, let's wait for the objective. And let's just like try it with the first protector and make that happen. Okay, so down to the bottom of the map, our 1 versus 1 is now also starting to slowly stop. Arthas needs to catch the experience from the wave, but that allows the blue team to move into the position a little bit quicker. Quackemole starting to take the point here for the team. Yeah, and now, I mean, for the time being, Hedon is trying to contest it. As long as they're keeping Jojo on the point, it's fine. Arthas has his quest completed too. Yeah, ETC with a slide attempt, that didn't work. And off we go. Mephisto starting to also bring some extra damage in, of course, now. And they are already pushing them back early. Turret got also committed. That's a very early turret. Second one also gets dropped here. So they're still holding on to it. Oftentimes you see the turrets only taken in the second phase of the fight when the teams already went to the fountain and tapped once. Which so far only Hedon is doing. His team is still fighting. They really need to fall back and let him do that. Waveman rooted and save. Hops out even. Okay, well done. Yeah, 95% position is taken, but now we can simply tap at the fountain and then re-engage into the fight. And everybody should do that. Including, I mean, everybody that has the cooldown up on the fountain should really just go for it and then re-engage into the fight itself. Level 7 talents are by now ready for both of the teams already. I mean, we pretty much had them throughout the entire fight in here. As they are trying to make the play for the next item and they grab it, the blue team has chosen not to do so. And as I highlighted previously, that's a little bit of a problem. You really want to get that extra turret. Now there's a bit of an advantage for Just Cause, as they are starting to catch up with the with the lead that we are seeing for Quackemole here, with the progress. In comes the jump. Urel already all the way up at the front. Turret got deployed. Waveman a little bit low, 70% by now for Just Cause. They might just grab this one. ATC is really low, but outside of that, they are getting a bit closer to it, and they still hold this one. Waveman wants to contest it once that he comes to 99. Is starting to jump in. There on the other hand, good setup. ETC might be in trouble. They go for Mephisto, and he is down. Mephisto gets dropped by Vala. Good setup. Overtime has started. 5 versus 4. Looking good for Just Cause. Can they take it, though? Mephisto still alive and kicking. Lucio jumps in, goes in deep, and gets wrecked immediately. A little bit too YOLO by him. ETC is low on the other hand, and he dies too. And Urel, once again, the Space Goat jumping in, trying to get the kill. Vala is low, has also no mana anymore outside of this one vault, and barely makes it out. The problem is that both of them are pretty much about to die. So over here, if they chase the rest of them off, then that protector is theirs. They're trying to go in as we speak, and Hanzo pays the price. He goes down, but the kill of Mephisto against Vala. Urel is dead too. Mephisto comes in again. Can he save enough time? And the answer is probably no. Maybe. Lucio, Johanna dead. What is this fight? What is this battle? Heroes are coming back that already died once. I think they're finally taking it, and yep, they do. Protector is in. Oh my god. What a fight. 7 kills in the first objective. I mean, we had 2 heroes die, come back, and then die again. That's pretty much what happened there. Holy shit. Now we have the Protector up, and we also have level 10. So they have a really, really good setup to take that fountain down. I love how single-mindedly they're going for the fountain. I mean, again, you want to take it down. That's... ETC, hello? I mean, you guys got level 10, but... Not like this, dude! Yeah, 10 versus 10. The arrow comes out and connects. There's the blessed shield, and goodbye, Cassia. They did till the fountain, but that was all they did. And, well, here we have it again. Look at that ETC slide after it goes down. Goes down here, and then ETC slides in and just gets absolutely body blocked and dies. So that didn't really work for him. And then they, of course, got the follow-up kill against Cassia, too. So, yeah. That just happened. 4 to 5 kills. That's a weird game again. It's pretty much exactly like the last game, right? It's pretty similar. It's a weird one. They got the fountain. The funny thing is that they didn't get anything else. They didn't even break through the wall or anything. They just went to the top, broke through the small side wall, left the turrets alone, and just said, "Fountain!" And I mean, again, killing the fountain is important. You want to do that, so they accomplished it, but it came at a cost. Yeah, 1 finally fell. 1 turret is down, so there we go. Same time now, though, there is still a bit of experience to be had here. It's a small advantage that they have at the top, but honestly, they should have done a bit more damage with the Protector. This is one of the things, like, you have time. That's one of a lot of teams don't realize on the lower levels when they take the Protector. You have a lot of time. You can really wait for a minion wave to come in, help you out. You can make a couple of rotations. It's not like you're under any real time pressure. So you can really set that up. But either way, as it stands, it's pretty much dead even, with the exception of the fountain, of course, here was taken apart. So for the next objective, that's going to be important. Level 13 talents are going to be pretty important. And, well, over here, we have already Red Coat starting to jump in again. ETC with another slide attempt. He has Mosh Pit, so he's going to look for those. There's a lot of interrupts against Mosh, by the way. It's going to be tricky for him to set a proper one up in this game. Vala's working on her level 4. She's at 13 stacks now. 15, by the way, for the prog rogue on ETC. And Urel and Arthas are currently just rotating between the lanes. So they're just jumping in and out the entire time, doing what they can there. Right, and at the bottom of the map, Waveman is coming in and is still doing his one-on-one setup against Earl Grey. By the way, did you guys notice that we have not seen a single fight so far over the healing beacon? I mean, that simply just... and I am apparently blind. Ah, they took it after. Sorry. Caster adjusts his skill to the level of play that he sees in front of him. Okay, so much fun. Okay, to be fair, to defend myself here, we haven't seen a single fight over the healing beacon. We've seen the healing beacon taken. But yeah, so nobody's really going for that just now. Red Coat is now up at the top, and they actually take the lead here too. That was 13 versus 13 talents now. And we have the siphoning arrow in. Nothing crazy on the 13s, honestly. I mean, Arthas has shown the same build already in the previous game, so there's that. Down to the bottom of the map, though, it's time for the turrets to be taken, at least on the red team side. But they are letting a lot of this go, and there's no real reason anymore. Yeah, this is the problem that Hanzo has. That camp just spawned, so it's a little bit late on the spawn, because previously they didn't take it quickly enough. Now, they let the top slide for now, which is exactly what they should do. Once that the rotation of Team Just Cause comes in, they need to move back, play it safe, let the rest of the team take the turret at the bottom of the map, and then they can move to the top and make the play around it. So, yeah, that's what they're currently trying to do. And we have, by now, 2 turrets and a healing beacon. And that's a slight advantage to try to go for a second healing beacon and might actually get this one. Be careful, ETC is looking for an opportunity here. Here comes the attack on the point. No mosh pit so far. Big arrow once again. Urel follows up on it. And here comes the bubble as Anduin is attempting to keep the boys and girls alive. Anduin, first victim in the fight though. Vala dies too, and more will follow. That's the end of Cassia. Alright, big fight again. All of the turrets pretty much deployed as they are starting to make the way to the top. But yeah, huge fight here. I mean, Anduin falling first after he just tried to keep everybody alive here. Then you have Vala going down, and of course they follow with a kill against Cassia without a problem. That's 3 heroes down, and they have control of the bot lane now. They have topside control, and go for the objective on top of that too. But these arrows are honestly on point. I mean, there's so many follow-ups as well. You got the Hanzo arrow every single time doing work. Urel jumps in right behind him, tries to push him back. Ult comes through from Mephisto. So the coordination of Quackable is actually, it's really not that bad. I mean, again, we're still talking Division 7, Division 6 here, but given what we've seen in the regular season in particular, there's some serious coordination going on between them. So nobody is really panicking too hard in those fights, I'd say. Now with the level 16 talents over the opponent, they can do a bit of damage here, but they don't want to do too much. Again, normally you move a little bit more down to the bottom of the map to prepare for the third objective. So that's kind of the idea here. Grabbing the fort in the process if you can, and well, turns out they can. So they take this one, ETC. Still trying to see if we can maybe lock someone down. We haven't really seen a successful mosh pit yet. Nothing where they could get a lot of damage done. But of course the attempt down here is now focused onto the fountain. That's an easy one to grab. And they might even be able to walk away with a 40 if this continues. Arthas is still sitting in the middle trying to get experience for the team, which means that there are only 4 defenders down here. So that fort is taking tons of damage. And now the minion wave is coming in too. So this is starting to really hurt them. Fort down, fountain down. What about the fight though? ETC, no slide for you, baby. In comes Lucio, boops him back, and he has no chance to set anything up here. Maybe now, looking for an opportunity once again. Blessed Shield already coming out here. Big fight once again, and everybody is just YOLOing in on the abilities. Playing the buttons here. Cassia's down, Anduin is down, and ETC gets away. Oh, well, maybe not. Herm trying to drop him with Hanzo. Couldn't quite work the damage in though. Is trying to maybe still get Arthas here, and Arthas is in trouble since Lucy also came in and booped him back. So yep, that's a kill against the Prince. Down he goes. Lich King eliminated. 10 kills to 5. Tons of momentum now. Tons of momentum for Quackemole. They did a great job in game number 1, and now we are having them continuing exactly that trend. They want to make sure that they take the grand final here. A little bit of a defense opportunity at the bottom. Same time, in the middle, the fountain gets also blasted. And they're rotating to steal the camp away, while Arthas is still dead. And they can take it. I really like the way that they're currently capitalizing on kills that they get by simply going for objectives, by spreading out on the map, getting the experience, trying to get additional items. And they're doing this really, really well, which also leads, of course, to an item advantage now. They already have 2 turrets. They're grabbing a healing beacon. There's still an item to be had at the bottom left. And they are so close to level 20 at this point that the next objective could likely center around them using Storm Talons, whereas Just Cause just don't have them yet. So the comeback is still possible here, since most of the time you don't see the third objective end the game. Most of the time it's the fourth one. But depending on the way the fights go, the third one, theoretically at least, can drop the core. We've seen games where it did, even after all of the changes that Blizzard introduced to Volskaya Foundry. But now, let's find out if they actually can snowball this, if they have the discipline to really play this over the time now. We got 52,000 damage for Mephisto, 51,000 for Cassia. Half a level away from 20. They don't have to fight, but they're setting up and might actually try to go for it. They're actually going for Arthas over here. Anduin has none of it and pulls him back. Now, they know that ETC is at the bottom of the map, so as long as they can force a fight while there's only 4, that's fine. But again, they don't have to make an engage like this. Taking the fort would be nice, but they don't have 20 yet. That's a huge risk. It's honestly a risk that they don't need to take here. Ults are getting exchanged already. Ball of Lightning came out, and we all... Oh, ETC. He has such a tough battle in this game anyways, as he's trying to get a mosh pit through. And as I said at the beginning, it's not easy since there's so many interrupts against him. But at this point, he's just so focused on it that he just YOLOs it out in the middle of nowhere. He's like, well, at least I made him dance. So, yeah. The zoning mush coming through. Fort falls. Now the level 20 is in. And, ja. Erst hatten sie kein Glück und dann kam auch noch Pech dazu. 10 to 5 kills, a 2-level lead, the third objective is up. Someone is trying to give me an epileptic attack as they are trying to just spam ping the next item. And do they hold by now an item on pretty much every single hero? I think they do. Lucy has one as well, doesn't he? Yeah, well, of course. He has a turret. So there we go. And that's easily going to be an objective. Honestly, they should push this out already. I wouldn't even wait here. I mean, what are you afraid of? That the 5-man is coming in and trying to attack you? That's never going to happen. So they could, in theory, start to push to the bottom of the map a little bit, as long as they have vision in the middle. But instead, they're rotating into the middle now, as it seems, trying to stop them here. Nah, it's just going to be the minion wave and nothing else that they can go for. Okay. But no matter what happens, this is going to be a tough battle to fight for our just cause. But it's always this weird thing, right? You're sacrificing a lot of time right now. You are in possession of 5 items, and you are going to grab the protector. Can you really be happy with just taking a keep, given that lead, with Storm Talons? Now, they should get more out of this. If they can't go for core, they should at least try to get a second keep. Because that's an insane advantage. I mean, it's crazy. Just think about it. It's 5 items to 0. It's Storm Talons against no 20s. And we have an objective, the 3rd one in the game. That's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. So right now, they're just crushing through this. There's catapults coming in together with it. And they really need to make those plays now. And their keep, of course, goes down. I mean, they're running through the keep like hot butter through cheese. It's crazy. Bam, gone. Within seconds. No opportunity. And now, it's the question, can you snowball it towards the core? They're going to try. They're going to try to set this up here. Mephisto, ult, didn't really do anything. They're trying to go for the core now, as they're starting to make their play here. ETC looking for the mosh pit once again. He has the cooldown back up. Items are already getting dropped, and the core is falling and squatting quickly. ETC is in trouble. Healing beacon also deployed. Core down to 30, and that's gonna be game number 2. The right clicks come in, and there's a 2-0 lead for Quack'Emole against Just Cause in the best of 5 series in the grand final. Game number 3 could theoretically be the last one, ladies. We are on Cursed Hollow. Yeah, we got the next map in, and Quack'Emole has put on a clinic so far. We got Red Coat again on Lucio, Herm this time on Falstad, so they got some globals in. Dizzy Dwarf on Leo, Waveman on Jaina, and Bob on Johanna. Guys, this is pretty much the exact same combo that they played on the first map, with one exception, and that is Herm. So they are right in their comfort zone over here for the 3rd game. Just Cause, on the other hand, with Li Ming this time, T Forever playing her, Earl Grey on Sonya, Norak again on ETC, quite unlucky on the last map, I gotta say. Hedun is playing Hanzo, and Düsterize is playing Anduin right now. Okay, so let's have at it and see if they can maybe turn it here. I mean, this is their last chance, right? If you don't turn it here, then it's just over and lights out, and we have a winner. Quack'Emole is so close to crown themselves the champion of the Rare Cup here, but Just Cause, they could still go for that reverse sweep. Yeah, it's also a cool map, of course. We've seen a couple of very snowbally games on this one, but at the same time also some insane comebacks, especially, of course, through the double boss that's getting spotted on the map. So that's another big one. First tribute is going to spawn at the bottom, which means that the blue team should take their Siege Giant camp late and focus on the Bruiser camp first. So let's see if they're going to do that. I like the Falstad choice, honestly. I like when we have globals on big maps, and that's a good choice for sure. Goes into also a little bit of a bribe setup here with the Wingman as his talent, so that's the first one for him to claim. Which obviously makes sense. I mean, there's enough camps that will be up on the map. And the blue team, yes, they do exactly what they're supposed to. Go for the Bruiser camp first, delay the Siege Giant camp so that you take him as the objective spawns. On the other side, we have also the proper setup right now with Hanzo moving in to take the Siege Giants first, as they are of course in a position where they're not going to be too useful for them during the objective. So far everything according to plan. Both teams definitely know how to play at least the early game here. And at the same time now, we currently have in the middle still a bit of experience gotten. If the trend out of the last 2 games still holds, then we're not going to see too many ganks or skirmishes before the first tribute spawns. They have been very disciplined around early game control. Not really trying to be aggressive, just like trying to wait that out. Not really ganking anybody, just trying to soak experience, go for the moves through the camps. Make those little plays that you can, but not really going for kills or team fights before the objective is actually up and there's something worth fighting for. So that was so far the theme of the series, and it seems to continue here. Yeah, Falstad also with the hammer gains now on level 4. He's going to go into Boomerang on level 7, which will allow him to get more value out of his global, because he can burn waves down a lot quicker, which is just more side lane value in general for him. Jaina is now taking the camp on the top left side, so she's gonna time that. And Herm wants to head back for mana real quickly. Yeah, shouldn't really be an issue for him either. So, okay. Goes back, gets the mana, and Jaina has in the meantime taken the camp, gets mana for herself. Siege Giants are gonna push to the top, and are gonna come in here. By the way, something I want to note real quickly, Herm is not using his fly ability to go back onto lane. And really, for players that are a little bit newer to the game, that don't really know that is the most important part when you're playing a global. You never want to use that to just, well, you very, very rarely, basically never want to use it to just come back onto the lane. There are exceptions to that rule, but generally speaking, that's where you should save it. You just want to use it in order to get map control. If you, for example, have a fight down here, fly topside, catch experience there, or fly to gank someone else on the map. That's where you want to use it. But simply to use it as a tool to go to the Nexus and back is a really bad way to use it. Unless there's a minion wave pushing in somewhere or 2 that you have to catch. That's the exception. But outside of that, don't make that a habit. It's a pretty bad one. First kill against Lucio, so a nice approach from Just Cause. They also locked down the first objective, so good start for them. Nicely done. Lucio, yeah, let's call it aggressive. But Sonya gets ganked at the top, and that's at least a kill in favor of Quackemole now. But Just Cause, they are starting to punish Lucio a little bit more for these plays. He had some weird ones on the first map on Tomb of the Spider Queens. So as long as they can punish him whenever he starts to slide in, they're gonna be good. Red Coat needs to be a bit more careful with this. I mean, again, he's not really the one that's supposed to do the damage here anyways. So as long as he gets control, that's totally fine. And of course some heals out too. Alright, there's the slide. EDC also very aggressive. But there's nobody to lock him down. Jojo wasn't there yet to punish him. But, well, now they are. Tribute already taken. Snuck in the back. And now that there's nothing to fight anymore, both of them are just saying like, alright, let's just jump away from this one. Honestly, I gotta say that one of the best things about Heroes of the Storm compared to other MOBAs is simply that you have different maps and different objectives. That you have things that force teams to commit to fights early on, that you just can't farm the jungle for like half an hour until the first team fight starts, but that those objectives on the maps that we have just constantly force teams to fight for them, get out there, and just like do something. It's one of the best things about the game, and well, it's always a little bit sad that all the potential that Heroes of the Storm had was never really utilized. So yeah, it's a little bit of a sad story, but well, maybe one day Blizzard will learn. Earl Grey up at the top, still in his 1 versus 1. Now they got interrupted a bit earlier since they didn't respect the 1 versus 1 setup and took him down. But there is an early level 10 on the horizon for Quackemole. Yeah, and they get a kill against her again. Sonya goes down as Jaina joined the fun. And they are now nearly on level 10 with this. So that's a freebie on the tribute. I mean, nobody's going to fight for that. And again, very similar setup to what they had previously. There's no way you go Hinterland Blast. Yeah. He was teasing it for a second, but no. That is definitely another Mighty Gust. Okay, there's the interrupt here. They're trying to buy a little bit of time. Nothing wrong with that. Just need to make sure that you're not getting locked down. Keep in mind that Leo has the Entomb now. Hanzo, of course, could jump out, so he's the one that can still be a little bit nasty. And Dizzy Dwarf doesn't even drop it. He knows that there's no way that he can actually catch him here. Okay, but the tribute is taken, so that's 2 versus 1 in favor of Quack'emole. And also on the other side now, we got the heroic abilities for Just Cause. And bosses are up too. Bosses have... Oh, Sonya! We have Leap, ladies and gentlemen. And they're going for the boss too? Okay. That already has been scouted out. Oh, don't walk into that. First rule of Heroes of the Storm, don't walk into circles. There are exceptions. As usual, every single rule has a few exceptions. If you're playing with an Alexstrasza, you might want to think about it again. If you play with a Tyrael and a Sanctification, that's another one. But generally speaking, if you see a circle on the ground, walk away from it. Okay, so at this point, yeah, we still got the next tribute up. Falstad has taken the camp. There's 2 camps on the map now. That's a really good setup for Quack'emole. That's a great setup for them now. Siege Giants topside, Bruiser camp in the middle, and tribute up. Oh, arrow hits. Nice. No way. And that's a kill. Can they get the counter? He actually pulled her into the entomb. Oh, now the gust. Everybody's just YOLOing the R button at this point. Oh my god, beautiful. The plays over here. Just too good. 3 kills against 2. Tribute is up. Falstad wants it. That would be a curse. If they can get it right now with the Siege Giant camp pushing topside, it would be so good. And they get it. Can they get a kill as well? Oh my god. ETC! Falstad survives. They get ETC and they get Sonya. Wow. There's the slow swing to win. Goodbye, Liming. Yeah, she's dead. Falstad is already moving in the middle. They're going to murder here. Just look at those kills. Comes in, can't get the initial one. They go for the bird. He actually survives. And then the double kill against them. Top fort has been taken down. Now we're seeing the Siege Giants already move towards the keep. Fort at the bottom of the map is also about to fall. So that's another one that gets taken down. And in the middle, we're having fort number 3 eliminated too. Domination at this point. Absolutely domination. 2-level advantage. 4-level kill lead. They're looking fantastic here. They're absolutely looking fantastic. So right now, there's the combo comes out. Ban the Entomb. ETC is dead. Guys, they have 10 seconds left. They could go for keep here. I don't even know why they're wasting their time with the wall too much, but they don't have to go for keep, obviously. But just look at this. Wall down at the top. Wall down in the middle. Bottom of the map. You guessed it. This one is suffering too. First curse just annihilated not only 3 forts, but also dropped every single wall. And now they're going for boss. Quack'emole, I gotta say, from all the Division 7 and 6 teams, they are by far the most coordinated. And I mean, honestly, they will definitely move up in those standings. But yeah, they're doing just great here. Fantastic tournament for them so far. We got 7 kills to 2. Boss at the top. And they're actually pushing with this one. So they're not going for a double boss play where they move down to the bottom to grab another one. They are pushing with a boss up at the top side, apparently in the attempt to take the keep down. And considering that the wall is gone and this one has already taken damage, I mean, why wouldn't they be able to do that? Absolutely no reason for them to not take this one. Yeah, they gotta play a little bit more aggressive. That side wall is not really all that important. Okay. So they're playing this out slow, get a boomerang connected every now and then. Look if you can set up an entomb, for example. But yeah, they take this one without any problems. Yeah, Sonya jumping in though. Blessed Shield as a counter right away. ETC comes in. They're trying to go for the kill. And off we go. Li Ming is dead. Went in a bit too deep here. And there's the entomb. Oh, the ring, the combo. Oh my god. Another big one. Are we seeing the game end? Is that game? Are they going for game? They're going for game. There's the combo once again, and in the meantime, the core is getting attacked. The 3 kills lead to a finish as Team Quack'emole goes for the core, crowns themselves the champion in a 10-minute game of the Rare Cup. A 3-0 victory for Quack'emole over Just Cause. GG and well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.